was so that it was inclusive to all members on this whole on campus. So by installing a membership fee, how will you reach individuals that can't pay for that?
Yeah, I mean, those people can still go to all free events of ASA and also paid events. It's just paid members will get a discount if they go to paid events. But we will have like a lot of free events such as like all those workshops, general body meetings, and some social events would be free. But some events like date auction, we would charge for probably were like $15 at the door or $10. But the paid members would get like 30% discount or something like that. And also, paid members would get a big discount if they go to ICASU. Like yeah.
Yeah. You said that we always get like a lot of people in the first GBM, but like it slowly like decreases throughout the year. So how would you like fix that problem of like not a low turnout for like GBMs and stuff?
Yeah. Part of my idea for the mentorship program or like the family program or something is a way to make sure members are retained. So having like more like an older ASA member be like the mom or the dad or the leader or whatever, small group or whatever, and following up with the people who they meet and making sure like, hey, like, are you free next Wednesday? We're having next GBM. I think like again that personal connection with people is what makes people keep coming back to ASA. Like for me personally, like I was nervous about coming back to ASA even after ICASU, but it was people following up with me, like everyone texting me like, hey, you coming to the GBM? Hey, you coming to the GBM? Like y'all have all been on the receiving ends of those, and like you actually do come, and like it ends up being fun. So yes, I think that the family system might be a good way to do that. And also part of my reason for doing the office hours too is to make sure that people can voice what they're interested in seeing out of the GBM too.
Lastly, don't have that many questions, but at the end we'll open up the link. You guys can vote right here. So take it away, guys.
What's your favorite ASA memory of all time?
Oh, the favorite ASA memories of this year alone was at ICASU when all of us were hanging out in the hotel room afterwards. Like, was it before the dinner or after the dinner? And we were all like,
I don't even remember at this point.
okay, I'm sorry it doesn't include everybody, but that was a really great moment for you because I just have a personal connection with ICASU, like ICASU being the way that I got involved in the Asian American community, and then just like fast forwarding to 2 years later and being in a hotel room with like all these people who had never been to ICASU before, and like all of us like laughing and like sharing about all the great things that happened that day and getting super excited together and being like genuinely happy for one another. That we got to experience those things was a really great moment. I never said anything in the moment, but I was really happy inside.
I think my best memory with this year is the Running Man GBM, because I usually had terrible experience with ASA GBM before when I was not a director. Okay. So I really had terrible experience with GBM like before. So like that one, it was so fun and I loved so much. And yeah, so that was my favorite GBM I ever had with ASA.
The racial slur that happened on the Google form. Say something happened next year. How would you go about it given the new resources at Temple?
Yes. So I believe last time we reached out to OCA, SAS, a lot of other National Asian Works, and they help us. They kind of guide us step by step. So we did something like a letter on our website and also on Facebook, on all the social media we can have. That's one thing. That's the first step, and then we take up the TSG last time, but I kind of don't think we should do it again this time because we already have difficulty applying for allocations, reimbursement, that kind of stuff. So we have to be very careful about that doing this time. I probably shouldn't do it this time, but we should have like spread the word around Bell Tower. That's something we can still do, and also we should reach out to BSU, like Muslin, like all those minority orgs, and also to like Temple Radio, Temple TV, Temple newspaper, and also like Asian orgs in general around Philadelphia. yeah, we can definitely do a protest. That's something we can do, and parade. Yeah, but that's the most I can think of.
For me, that's why I wanted to create an Asian American Student Council, is just in case something like that happens. Yeah, so the first time it happened is definitely not the last time it'll happen. Like, I can definitely see that happening in the future, unfortunately. So creating an Asian American Student Council would allow us to use all of our resources, all of our friendships with different organizations to make sure that they have our backs. And yeah, I think similar to what we did 2 years ago, it would still be a good approach in that we recruit the support of external organizations. I have a lot of good connections with the Stadium Stompers as well, which is the group organizing the protests against the stadium. And they're really good at organizing protests and organizing petitions and stuff like that. So yeah, I think just utilizing all of the connections we have with other organizations and utilizing the Asian American Student Council.
Right, and at the end of spring semester, how would you measure your success? As an org, not as much as an org, as they say.
I think the best way to measure success is how happy the members are and how engaged the members still are. It happens every year for pretty much every organization, I feel like, where towards the end of the year, everyone gets really busy, so events have like smaller turnouts. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the org like failed or anything like that. It just means that, you know, people have other parties and finals and stuff going on. But I think the best way to judge an org's entire year is just talking with the members and getting their honest opinion about what their experience with ASA was and if they're going to return the next semester.
Yeah, I have an answer. Sorry. I'm a data people because I'm exercise major, so I would use data to evaluate all our come out, such as how many people attend from the first general body meeting to last general body meeting. Is it decreasing or increasing? And also our website, how many people are still search for our website and click for it. Like, there's a lot of data you can find out about your website's productivity, stuff like that. That's called SEO marketing. I can do that actually. I'm pretty good at that. And also, like, for social media, how many people are our followers and how many people are engaged in our social media campaigns? Like, how many people vote? Yeah, I'm more inclined to data numbers, evidence, stuff like that. And also, let me see. Yeah, most of it. Most important is how many paid members we would have, or members we still have. Like, I would actually count one by one, like write down all the members we have and compare it to the beginning. Yeah, that's the thing I would do.
Yeah, I worked. I believe someone might have asked this question. I worked as a director of communication in ISA, and the same question, like, we used to have a very big meeting at the beginning of the semester, and then it would go down. Now, if that happened, and your president and like the GPM, wherever, the turnout is very low, do you change something, or you gonna remain? I don't care. Would you attempt to change anything to reach your goal in that specific area of turnout?
First of all, because right now I don't know why that happened, so I would reach out to anyone signing, and I'll ask them how do they feel about our last events and what we can improve. And yeah, I would definitely go to them one by one if I have time, or have my vice president do that with me. And so after we get feedback, we would know why not many people are coming anymore, and then we would make improvements according to that.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good to be flexible on like programming and stuff like that. If something isn't working, then it's definitely possible that we could change the programming, maybe making it shorter so more people can come, changing the time, changing whatever activity we do. But also that was my impetus for doing like office hours as well. Even like members who can't stay late for the GBMs in the evening because they commute or whatever, they usually still come to the office at least like once or twice a week to have lunch. So just like striking up casual conversation then, like, you know, what, for like the school year's almost over, like what would you want to do, close out the year in a good way. Yeah, just getting feedback from them. But at the end of the day, also, like, people have their own lives, and it's important for us to, like, respect that. I would never want to, like, force someone to come if they don't want to, or I would never want someone to prioritize coming to an ASA GBM over studying or working, you know, having to sacrifice, like, a salary or something to come to a meeting. It's not a big deal.
What is your biggest disappointment that you had as a director, and how will you use that disappointment that you had as a director this year, using it towards your presidency next year?
It's definitely been disappointing, like, as we're talking about, like, lower turnout, like, having lower turnout for, like, Asian American Heritage Month events. So that's been disappointing. But I think that's just a result of the time of the year. And like seeing how much fun everyone had, like on Friday, we had a really good turnout, and seeing even like the small amount of people who came to like the either Badass Asians or the one at the Borough, seeing how inspired they were after the event was still rewarding enough for me to still want to do it again. So for me, like numbers and stuff like that, like as long as like even one person comes and one person has like a really good experience with it, then it's still worth it for me. So as far as like carrying it on to next year, I guess just not letting lower numbers get to me, I guess, and not letting that distract me from my work or how beneficial it could be for the members.
Yeah, I think I kind of experienced a similar thing the last semester because we had a resume workshop, and then we have like a resume generator on our weekly newsletters for members to sign up and stuff like that, but no one signed up, and for 3 months no one signed up. So I was like, yeah, PPD team was very disappointed at that point. That's why I cut off the PPD team for next year, because there's like our members are really not interested in, like anyone who is interested, they go to Nap Temple. Yeah, so that's something I would do, and yeah, I want to do something. Another thing is that after, like at the beginning, our team just have 2 people, but then there's another extra person come in that kind of add to our internal communication problems. So like at last, that person has to go at the very last. That I learned from that is like when I recruit officers, like that department directors must be also interviewing that person at the same time. So to make sure, and also the existing officers. Let's say if there's already one officer, one director, and there's a president, all 3 of them have to present interviewing the new people to make sure they will not have a problem afterwards. Oh, okay, yeah. So my vision for AZA in 3 to 5 years is to be an umbrella org, but to be an umbrella org means that we really have to work hard, because an umbrella org has a big impact, much bigger impact than now, than a single org, and because a lot of like other Asian communities or even other universities reach to us, not to other Asian orgs, because we're called Asian Student Associations. So we have a lot of resources. Why don't we fully utilize those resources to benefit our members and also other Asian orgs? So that's my vision, is to be an umbrella org.
Okay, so you said one word. Okay, longevity, for sure. Longevity. I mean, I could explain more, but longevity in that I want ASA to always be here for incoming Temple students. I always want ASA to be a resource.
Please give a round of applause. Thank you so much. Let's see.